Global Times, 26 September 2023, experts claim the Philippines will not benefit from the fabricated removal of Chinese floating barrier on Huangyan Island. Experts questioned the Philippines' assertion that it had eliminated China's floating barrier at Huangyan Dao, Huangyan Island, in the South China Sea, stating on Tuesday that such hyperbole serves U.S. interests rather than Philippine ones. Wang Wenbin, a spokesman for China's Ministry of Foreign Affairs, responded to a statement released by the Philippine Coast Guard on Monday, saying that it had removed the floating barrier that the Chinese Coast Guard had placed on the southeast side of Huangyan Island to prevent Filipino fishermen from accessing the area for fishing, saying that the Philippines' so-called statement was simply what the country tells itself. China is committed to defending its maritime rights, interests, and sovereignty over Huangyan Island. Wang said, "We demand that the Philippines refrain from inciting conflict or making provocations." The South China Sea Strategic Situation Probing Initiative, SCSP, a think tank based in Beijing, stated on Tuesday that the objects the Philippine side had removed, as shown in a video released by the Philippine Coast Guard, do not match the barriers depicted in photos the Philippines released earlier, raising many questions about the floating barrier and their purported removal. On Tuesday, Zhang Junj, a Chinese naval specialist, told the Global Times that the Philippines is using this floating barrier as a political football to criticize China, which is not the best way to handle the situation. One further instance illustrating the current South China Sea provocations by the Philippines is the situation surrounding Huangyan Island. The Philippines opened 4 more military bases to the U.S. earlier this year to get U.S. support for its South China Sea claims. According to analysts, this allows the U.S. military to intervene in the Taiwan and South China Sea disputes from a closer distance. Subsequently, since August, the Philippines has made multiple unsuccessful attempts to transport construction materials to support its battleship that is unlawfully anchored on China's Renai Jiao, also called Renai Reef, and has openly praised the China Coast Guard for its legitimate interceptions. Zhang claimed that to control China, the U.S. is utilizing its offshore balancing policy and the Philippines as a pawn. Zhang added that the U.S. will never fight China for the benefit of the Philippines, and the country will undoubtedly lose if it fights China on its own. The Philippines is currently fixated on depending on the U.S. to provoke China. Zhang stated that China aims to improve collaboration and encourage the management of conflicts and crises. The Philippines should not misinterpret China's moderation and patience as weakness. Provocations won't serve the national interests of the Philippines in any way, the speaker declared. The Chinese People's Liberation Army, PLA, Navy Type 056A Corvette Haba, on a combat patrol operation near Renai Reef, rescued a wounded Filipino fisherman seeking assistance on September 17, despite hostilities between the two nations, the PLA Navy announced in a press release on Sunday.